Hey, what's up DIYers? Mike Boards with the Mike Boards channel. Thank you for watching. We're talking zero-turn lawnmowers, Gravely specifically. We're going to show you how to install a striper kit.
All right, DIYers, at the workstation now, and I've already opened up the box. Here is the instruction sheet and the kit number. And inside here's the hardware and striper kit. I'm going to finish my morning coffee as I read the directions. And we are rebuilding a boat. Got the schematics out and everything. There's the internal shaft and U-joint assembly with the gear. Oh, a lot going on with this boat. However, let's go get familiar with the instructions. Outside now, and without the striper kit, the Gravely does extremely well. However, once we install it, it will really pronounce the actual stripes in the lawn. We're really excited. Let's get started. All right, DIYers, in front of us now is our Gravely Pro Turn ZX60, and this is the wife. She absolutely loves this. Step number one, make sure your engine is off, parking brake on, chalk the front wheels. We are going to remove the rear tires. And before we lift it up on the jack and rest it on the jack stands, we're going to loosen those lug nuts because we don't want to be tugging at those lug nuts to loosen them when they're resting on the jack stands. That would increase the possibility of this falling off the stands, and that would not be good. In our case, a 13/16 socket. In our case, we have a pretty deep rim, and you probably do too. I added an extension, and again, we are just going to loosen up the lug nuts. Do not remove them, just loosen them. Go ahead and set the deck height to the height that you cut your grass. In our case, 2.5 or 2.5. That is what we are using. We are going to leave it as is. What we'll do now is jack the mower up, and I have cut some cardboard and I've placed these on the jack, and this little strip right here will go on the jack stand just to protect the paint on the mower. Personal preference, you don't have to do that, but I'm doing it. Quick little update on the placement of the jack and jack stand. You will see that black plate actually comes down below, loops underneath the red frame, and down below is where I will have the weight of the mower resting on that jack. From here, a couple friendly pumps of the jack, lift your tire, come down below and lift your jack stand. And I've got that jack stand up a couple clicks. From here, ever so gently and carefully release the pressure, and your mower will rest gently on the jack stand. And slide the jack out. Coming back underneath the mower, and before we move to the opposite side, you'll notice the clearance between the jack stand and the tire. Make sure nothing's touching. Make sure this bar is not pressing against the rubber on the tire. To the opposite side, and loosen up your lug nuts. Place your jack stand as shown here, and a couple friendly pumps, and then once you get everything in place, carefully release the pressure and lower that rear portion of the mower onto the jack stand. And if you did it right, your wheels should move because they are not making contact with the ground. And again, a quick view of how we've got this set up. Jack stand is making contact with that black steel plate that loops around the red frame. From here, we're just going to remove all the lug nuts and take the tires off. Making progress. And DIYers, you want to know something very, very important? Take note of the shape of your lug nut. Check that out. One side is flat and the other side has a rounded machine cut to it. When it comes time to reinstall these, make sure you install them properly. Rounded cut inward, flat surface facing you. Tire is now off. One additional tip as you place your jack stand, make sure these are pushed in as opposed to out. You do not want to damage those. There's one on each side. To the opposite side, we will remove those lug nuts and remove that tire. Right side tire is removed, as you can see. Let's go grab the striper kit. At this point, DIYers, I've got everything laid out. I got the striper, I got the plates, the hardware, and I've positioned the actual striper in the exact position as shown in the instructions. We have a 60-inch deck on our ZX Pro Turn 60, and you will see the cut points or lines, and there's the top, and it is conveniently marked, as you can see, 66, 60, 52, and 48. And if I measure the 60 cut to the opposite side 60 cut, that would mean overall length of the striper will be 52 inches. Okay. Some people actually will install this entire striper on the deck and then make the cuts at the very end just to make sure they don't mess it up. However, back to the other side again, we have a 60-inch, and I've got the skirt positioned the exact same way in the image. And there is our cut line on the left. So there should be 2 sets of holes and that makes perfect sense. There's our cut line. We will cut that. And believe it or not, this might actually be the easiest part of the project. And just be careful because that white is actually chalk and it rubs off pretty easily. And we're just gonna cut right through this skirt. There's the cut. Now to the opposite side. Next, directing our attention to the hardware, we've got 3 washers, we've got 4 9/16 bolts, and these are T45 bolts. Got the plates, again the skirt, and kind of an important step when it comes time to install this skirt with the hardware, you need to reference your correct deck. And by doing that, you will ensure that you are inserting the bolts in the proper holes of both the skirt and the plates. And as you can see, 44, 48, 48, 52, and etc. Ours is a 60-inch Pro Turn ZX60. So we will reference this image here and follow these friendly steps. Really study this image to ensure, again, you are placing the hardware and plates properly. And real quick, DIYers, on that note, the placement of the hardware, important right here. Look at this. Flat washers must be installed at shown locations to ensure self-tapping screws do not contact blades. Could you imagine that extremely unfriendly sound? Yikes. To the rear of the deck, and when we made our cut, this is considered the shiny side of the skirt. That is not shiny. And the shiny side will mate with the rear portion of the deck. And that's kind of important. Next part, totally optional. I'm going to clean the surface of the rear portion of the deck, just with a dry paper towel. As you shift these bolts inside the holes of the rear portion of the deck, just understand that there are no pre-drilled thread in those holes. You actually have to apply some friendly forward pressure on the bolt and be very patient as you tighten these bolts in the non-threaded holes. And you want to know something very awesome? As you screw this bolt in, the bolt itself creates the thread and it becomes easier and easier to screw this bolt in. I can basically do it by hand. And all I'm going to do is hand tighten it. And I will tighten them all in sequence at the very end. From here, we'll just, again, reference that image and install all the hardware and plates where they're supposed to be. We'll show you the end result. Making progress, I've got 4 bolts in, and again, very important, reference the image, and you'll notice the T45s are the 2 outer ones with the washer. And then we install the plate, and then we've got a 9/16 bolt on one side of the plate and a T45 on the opposite one. To the opposite side, and we are making progress. And notice, if not present, holes where self-tapping screws are used must be drilled using a basically 11/32 drill bit. And unfortunately, we got to do that. Let's go down below. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So moving from the far left edge inward, everything lined up perfectly along the entire portion except for this one right here. And as you can see, I've got to get my hand in there. There's no hole to match this up with, and I've got to drill right there. Definitely don't skip this step. You don't want this bar or plate dragging. That would not be cool. I went and grabbed my Craftsman Drill, present from my parents for Christmas. Thank you again. And 11/32 drill bit. In addition, check this out. In the event that you've got sidewalk crack weeds that you want to get rid of, definitely check out the link scrolling above. It will show you how to apply this caulk between your cracks and say bye-bye to those weeds. Getting in position now, and I gotta say this is probably the most annoying portion of the project. Hopefully you don't have to do this part. Go and position your plate and verify you are drilling in the right spot. That one right there. So how cool is this? Right when I started drilling, it started downpouring, and I threw my kid's pool on top of the mower. It can get wet, I know, but I just threw that on there. Literally 1 minute later, DIYers, the sun is out and the rain is weakening, and we'll get right back to this project. Little break in the action to show you our progress, and that's after drilling about 20 seconds. 20 seconds later, and some shavings on the ground. I'll definitely clean that up when I'm done. And I have officially broken through, as you can see. Just a few more seconds. All drilled through, and perfect match. I will secure that plate with the bolt, and I will definitely clean that up. And here's the condition of the bit. After drilling that hole, I used a very strong titanium bit, 11/32. all worked out great. At this point, all bolts are secured. You want them tight, but do not over tighten them. From here, I'm going to vacuum up the shavings from that drill hole. And for those that do not like metal shavings going into their really nice, expensive vacuum cleaner, go ahead and grab some masking tape and pick up all the metal shavings with the tape. And in our case, there's a lot. I will throw that strip of shavings in my outside dumpster, say hello to the channel mascot, the DIY Raptor. Back at the motor, and I just want to show you one more view of the skirt before I put the tires on. To the opposite side. Stepping back a bit, and all we're doing from here is reinstalling and tightening the tires. We will remove the jack stands and lower the Gravely lawnmower. And don't forget to install your lug nuts the proper way. Again, flat side facing you. Left side tire is secured, and prior to starting this project, I don't think I mentioned it earlier, but make sure your deck is in transport mode all the way up and locked. Next, I put the jack stand in place, lifted the back end, and removed the jack stand and lowered the mower. Mower is now resting on all 4 tires. The rear tires have been properly secured. Do not over tighten those lug nuts. And we are left over with a couple plates and bolts, and those will be for the larger deck, such as the 72. And as far as the striper kit or apron, it really goes unnoticed. From a distance, you can't even really see it. However, again, you'll definitely know it's there after you mow. DIYers, that's it. From here, do us a favor below the video. You will see that thumbs up icon. Click on that, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Definitely ring your YouTube bell. That would be very helpful to us. We would really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching. And scrolling above right now is a link that you should definitely check out, because we will show you that striper in action. Hopefully we'll see you there. And I do want to show you what it looks like out of transport mode. It is now nicely pressed against the ground, and that is going to make some beautiful stripes when it is compressed against the grass.